I think to talk about Billy Graham, we have to understand that God works through history and through individuals. And it's not accidental that this individual shows up at this time, in this place. This is a part of God's providence. And so here you have Billy Graham, who really comes into the American century, which affords him the opportunity not only to have citywide crusades, which frankly had existed before, but never on the scale of what Billy Graham did. But it also enabled him to understand, this can be done internationally. Where we can't go in person, we can go by means of radio and television and film. And so this was this massively ambitious plan to take the gospel to people. And, there were billions of people who heard his message during his lifetime.
Christ belongs to all people. He belongs to the whole world. His gospel is for everyone.
All my life I'd heard his name, heard his voice, seen him on television. To meet him in person was a very sweet thing, but it was not a shock because it turns out he's exactly the same person. And every single conversation I had with Dr. Graham, they were marked by a gospel graciousness. You knew how much he loved the Lord and how sweet his walk with Christ was. That just came out in every gesture, in every facial expression, and in every word.
You have elected a young man here with a tremendous vision, not only for the future of this theological seminary, but the future of evangelism and missions in the Southern Baptist Convention and in the world.
Billy Graham saw himself as an evangelist more than anything else. He saw that as a biblical role, clearly in the New Testament set out as a calling. And it wasn't just for a definitive period of time. He would just retire. It became virtually unimaginable that Billy Graham, if he had the physical strength to preach a crusade, wouldn't do so.
Unless I had been called of God. God said, go ye into all the world. And I work not because the need of the world so much, but because I'm commanded by the commander-in-chief to go and keep on going and proclaim the gospel.
We are also committed to see our graduates on the front lines of service in the vital kingdom tasks of missions, evangelism, and church growth. In order to assume new responsibility in a new age, the Board of Trustees of the Southern Baptist Theological Seminary, meeting yesterday in Louisville, Kentucky, October 13, 1993, established the Billy Graham School of Missions, Evangelism, and Church Growth as the 5th graduate school of the Southern Baptist Theological Seminary.
Since the 1970s, the Center for World Evangelization has been at Southern Seminary. And Dr. Moeller informs me that this is being expanded to a center of missions, evangelism, and church growth, as you've heard tonight. And I'm greatly encouraged by the seminary's renewed commitment to leadership and training ministers of the gospel to go out in evangelism.
Evangelism and missions, those are the two callings to which Billy Graham gave his life. And that's the founding and continuing purpose of the Billy Graham School here at Southern Seminary. And so it's not a little bit of connection, it's pretty much a complete, saturation. And in God's providence, it has the honor of bearing his name.
You have honored us by allowing this school to stand alone in carrying your respected name. More than this, however, we join with you in the hope and prayer that this school will honor the one in whose name you serve and the one in whose name this institution was founded and upon whose gospel we stand. On the occasion of the establishment of the Billy Graham School of Missions, Evangelism, and Church Growth, this citation is presented on behalf of the trustees, administration, faculty, staff, and student body of the Southern Baptist Theological Seminary.
The most important legacy the Billy Graham School has seen in its graduates have gone out all over the world. And many of them are evangelists and missionaries. Many missionaries serving not only with the International Mission Board of the Southern Baptist Convention, but with other mission groups and planting churches all over the world. We can point to pastors, ministries, legacies. In reality, the most exciting part about being president of this seminary, and I put the Billy Graham School as a very important unit of that, is that we know what we don't know. And we know that we don't know the full impact of all that the Lord is doing through our graduates because it simply is impossible for us to see it. But we'll see it one day. And the name Billy Graham on this school is just a reminder that we can look through church history and see, well, there's an example of what it means to be completely sold out to the Great Commission. And that's exactly what we hope gets translated into the lives of our students.